Hello and welcome to Brainwaves episode 170, bringing you the best in tabletop gaming news. My name is Oliver Kinner.
My name is Jamie Adams.
And I'm Ian McAllister, and these are the headlines for the week of Monday the 3rd of November 2025. Spiel breaks records, Asmodee wants the precious, and Hasbro has a magical third quarter. All this and more on this episode of Brainwaves.
On the 27th of October, Spiel Essen, the world's largest board game fair, which this year was held from the 23rd to the 26th of October, announced that the event broke a number of records. Not only had all tickets sold out 9 days before the event, but there were also a total of 220,000 visitors over the 4 days, which surpasses the previous record of 209,000 visitors set in 2019, as well as last year's figures of 204,000 visitors. 948 exhibitors from 50 nations were in attendance, having more than 1,700 new games on show. To accommodate more exhibitors and visitors, a new exhibition hall, Hall 7, was added for 2025, which expanded the total area of the event to 77,500 square meters. Kara Rapp, managing director of Merz Verlag, said this about the extra space.
Actually, I didn't want to open a new hall this year, but the demand for booth space from our exhibitors was so high that it was the only way we could fulfill the many requests. Also, with Hall 7, we were able to increase the number of available tickets. The fact we were nevertheless sold out again on all days is absolutely impressive.
Exhibitors were also very positive. Hermann Hutter, owner of Hutter Trade, or Huch, and chairman of the Spiele Verlage e.V., had said this about Spiel Essen.
We see the enthusiasm for the topic every day at our booth. All our tables are continuously occupied. For us as exhibitors, that is one of the most rewarding aspects of the fair, the direct feedback from people. Here we meet fans of our games in person. A lot of businesses take place at the fair away from the gaming tables. We meet partners, designers, associations and media who come from all over the world. There's nowhere else where you can cultivate contacts as efficiently as at Spiel.
The fair also featured a large stage area in Hall 4, which meant the fair's event program was available directly from the show floor. Events included panels on industry careers, live role-playing games, cosplay performances, and discussions of international gaming events. Next year's Spiel Essen will be held from the 22nd to the 25th of October 2026.
Is there a big gaming convention that over the last couple of years hasn't broken records and is not just growing almost exponentially at this rate?
I mean, that's an impressive increase, certainly, from Spiel. Yeah.
Not denying that. Not denying that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's post-COVID, people starting to sort of get more comfortable amongst crowds again, and the big events like that are seeing that sort of enthusiasm for getting together in person again, and breaking records.
It's just good to hear.
Very impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially since our previous record was pre-COVID 2019, so it feels like that's...
Yeah. Come back.
That's
much more notable.
Yeah. And of course, the board game population, the board game playing sort of worldwide global population has increased because tabletop gaming is just more popular every year.
Yeah.
1,700 new games, though. Whew.
That is I'm sorry, I will say it personally. That is an obscene amount of new games. Yeah. I'm sorry, listen, I'm sure your games are good. I'm sure your games are worth having a look at. That is a lot of games.
Well, that's the problem, isn't it? That's the problem, yeah.
That's where you have to cultivate those contacts and stuff, as Hermann Hutter was saying.
Yeah, I mean, Spiel's always been a trade show, right? It's been for the trade rather than a playing.
Yeah, it's not a convention.
Yeah,
it's not a convention in the same way that Gen Con or UK Games Expo
It's a trade fair, so it's even people
it's a trade
go
fair
there
more like E3 or something like that.
Yeah, so people go, even individuals go there to basically buy games, get demos of games, and walk away with games. They're not going there to sit down and play games with friends or catch up with friends maybe, but it's not about playing games as such. And it is obviously very much about companies talking to each other and designers pitching their games and all that sort of stuff happening. So, yeah.
Yeah, and there are many announcements at the show as well, aren't there, Oliver?
Yes, the winners of the Deutscher Spiele Preis for 2025 have also been announced during Spiel Essen. The Deutscher Spiele Preis is an annual community award voted on by members of the public that is completely separate from and independent of the Spiel des Jahres awards. The awards winners were always announced during Spiel Essen, the world's largest board game fair, as we said earlier, and the ever-growing one. This year's winners of the main prize, the Deutscher Spiele Preis, which is given to family and grown-up games, went to SETI by Tomasz Holek from CGE, and their German localization partner Heidelberg Games. Endeavour Die Tiefsee, or Endeavour Deep Sea, by Carl de Visser and Jared Gray from Frosted Games, or Board Game Circus, came second, followed by Bombusters by Hisashi Hayashi for Pegasus Spiele in third place. The Kinderspiel Preis, which is part, the second category in the same awards, goes to the children's games, obviously, and that went to Die kleinen Alchemisten, the Small Alchemists by Matusz Kotry, also from CGE Heidelberg Games. Congratulations to all the winners.
Yeah, brilliant. Correct me if I'm wrong, Bombusters won the Spiel des Jahres this year, and Endeavour Deep Sea won the Kennerspiel des Jahres.
That sounds right to me, yes.
Yeah.
This is interesting seeing where they come. And I know SETI was nominated for one of them.
Well, but the thing is, this Deutscher Spielepreis happens after or around Spiel des Jahres, so a lot of people will have watched that. And because this is a publicly voted awards, their choices will be influenced by that. So they might have bought the Spiel des Jahres winner and then went, oh yeah, I'm going to actually nominate it for the Deutscher Spielepreis as well. And that's why there's always, I'd say, a lot of overlap, because there's lots of influence from one to the other.
Yeah, they don't always quite align, but exactly, but there always tends to be a bit of overlap, really.
Oh, sorry, I was completely wrong. SETI wasn't nominated or recommended.
No worries. I mean, SETI has had a round of awards. Not the Spiel maybe, but it's been all over the place awards-wise.
It's been doing very well for itself.
Indeed.
Speaking of getting a precious prize, Ian, you've got a story from Asmodee.
Yes, Asmodee, the worldwide tabletop gaming giant, is about to become even larger. After Embracer Group split into 3 publicly traded companies in 2024, it saddled one of those companies, Asmodee, with almost 900 million euros in debt. That doesn't seem to have affected the company's ambitions, though, as it has been once more on a bit of a buying spree. The next target for Asmodee is the Lord of the Rings franchise. In a recent acquisition, Asmodee has become the sole owner of all tabletop gaming licenses relating to Lord of the Rings. It has bought these rights from another of the Embracer spin-off groups called Middle-earth Enterprises. Middle-earth Enterprises is the licensor of all of Lord of the Rings and related properties across the globe. In a statement on the 7th of October on Asmodee's site, the company said this:
"The goal is to provide Middle-earth fans with the best tabletop gaming experience through a coherent portfolio across all genres and audiences, while growing Middle-earth Enterprises' footprint in the industry. Existing licensing agreements between tabletop game publishers and MEE will continue in their current form."
CEO of Asmodee, Thomas Koigler, said this about the agreement:
"Becoming the exclusive category manager for such iconic works is an exciting milestone and a testament to 25 years of a successful relationship with Middle-earth Enterprises. Our teams share a passion for connecting people, creating memorable experiences and immersive storytelling that have resonated with fans around the world. We're looking forward to ensuring that high-quality, innovative tabletop games set in Middle-earth, whether coming from our studios or external publishers to Asmodee, continue to meet and exceed fan expectations. This also speaks to our broader commitment to maximizing strategic collaborations with IP owners to develop worlds that inspire players."
And finally, Middle-earth Enterprises CEO Leo Gunchar echoed this enthusiasm.
"We're excited to have Asmodee looking after our portfolio for tabletop games. With its unique combination of games creation, publishing, and distribution capabilities, Asmodee has defined modern tabletop games for the past 30 years. This is an exciting new chapter in our long-standing relationship with Asmodee. We believe they are the best-placed company to help make such an incredible world as Middle-earth thrive."
Now, for full transparency, we just have to say that Oliver has done paid demo work for Asmodee.
Yeah.
Now, while these are technically private companies now, they are all spun off from Embracer. There must be some benefit of this to Embracer. I'm not exactly sure what the legal and financial entanglements are there behind the scenes, but it seems like Embracer are probably making buck somewhere along the lines through shares and such like.
Yeah.
It feels a bit like the snake eating itself, these two companies basically trading properties between each other.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. I know there was some concern, certainly amongst the tabletop RPG community, because currently Freelagen or Free League produce the One Ring RPG and obviously have the rights to that. I believe Asmodee have said that all current licenses will basically be honoured until the end of those licenses running out, and then who knows what will come after that.
To me, this feels like they're shuffling money within the Embracer sort of former group of companies, if you like. one company buying from another company to balance the books somewhere, and then that gives everyone, there'll be shareholders that are sitting behind all of these companies, and it's one of those things where it's just moving things around.
Yeah. And talking about moving things around, Asmodee has also announced a new studio. On the 14th of October, Asmodee announced the launch of Moodbox Games, a new US-based studio dedicated to developing party games for the mass market. Moodbox Games will be led by Kelly Schmitz, Director of Sourcing and Innovation for the Social Play Type, and Shayna Almondson, Operations and Communications Manager. The company will focus on creating casual play titles aimed at broad consumer audiences. This new studio represents a strategic move by Asmodee to deepen its presence in the US mass market segment of party games, complementing its existing catalogue and distribution network across more than 100 countries. Moodbox is already accepting submissions from designers and inventors at upcoming industry events, and is partnering with Headyverse, a creative development studio founded by industry veterans Liza Keckler and Jessica Akate. The collaboration aims to produce titles with strong visual appeal, quality components, and accessible pricing. Sean Sebastian de Barros, Chief Product Officer and EVP Publishing at Asmodee, said this about the new studio.
We are thrilled to launch Moodbox Game Studios. It will strengthen our presence in a category where Asmodee studios, such as Exploding Kittens and Zygomatic, are already seeing great success. I truly believe Moodbox will become a hub for creativity and innovation, giving inventive designers the space to explore new ideas and continue delivering engaging experiences for players in the US market.
Now, we will come back to Asmodee a little bit later on in our updates to prove to you that they really are on quite a buying spree at the moment. But yeah, they're just on a growth spurt at the moment. The huge debt that they got saddled with doesn't seem to be bothering them at all.
Yeah,
I will not pretend to understand financial matters at that level because it just blows my mind sometimes.
To paraphrase Abigail Thorne, I know 3 things about maths. 1, I'm not good at it, and C, I'm not good at it.
I've forgotten Exploding Kittens was part of Asmodee. Yeah,
exactly the same.
Yeah,
but sorry, Oliver.
That's all right. I'm just be worried at what point it stops. I mean, Embracer wasn't a buying spree, sort of on behalf of Asmodee, and then now that gets spun off with the debt, and they're buying. I mean, ultimately, they might be buying themselves out of the debt. Maybe that's the idea. I have no idea, but it just feels.
Yeah, I think Embracer hit a wall when that Saudi deal fell through. That was when they started to split companies off and that kind of thing. Because they had that was it $1 billion deal lined up and that fell through.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But you forget, before Asmodee was bought by Embracer, it was also on a massive buying spree, buying up a lot of studios and then spinning them off, and that was leaving them with a lot of issues. So this is just a cycle that's being repeated. It's almost the cycle and the myth of infinite growth. The only way for it to be successful is to keep buying studios again. Is it is it another 5-10 years, maybe even less, before we see another big company buy Asmodee?
Yeah.
And then another 5 years down the line, is it going to split it off again?
I mean, who would buy Asmodee? It has to be someone from outside the tabletop gaming world, right? Computer games company or something, maybe? Yeah.
Don't even.
Some sort of private equity company might want to buy it if they're doing well. Who knows?
Yeah, Elon Musk. Elon Musk will put his money.
Oh, you had to say it.
We'll come to Elon later.
Yeah, but let's go back to finances, right?
If he buys it, I'm out of the board game. Right, on the subject of money, getting away from
money.
Yeah, on the subject of money. 23rd of October, Hasbro, the parent company of Wizards of the Coast, announced its financial results for the third quarter of 2025. Revenue for the quarter amounted to approximately $1.39 billion US, which is an 8% year-over-year increase. Now, operating profit was at $341.1 million, a 13% increase compared to 2024. Now, the Wizards of the Coast and Digital Gaming segment delivered revenue growth of 42%, led by a 55% increase in the performance of Magic the Gathering, and a 21% rise in licensed digital gaming revenue. The operating profit for this segment rose by 39% to $252 million, with a 44% operating margin. The report says this growth was driven by the releases like the Spider-Man and the Edge of Eternity set for Magic. Chief CEO? I don't think there's a lesser CEO.
Chief Executive.
CEO.
Yeah, the chief.
You keep going up, you just get more chiefs added to your title.
It's just Chiefs all the way to the top, isn't it?
Chief says Chiefs all the way down.
Everywhere gets doubled. The next one up is Chief Executive Officer.
I was going to say, and then is it Chief Executive Officer?
Yeah.
Anyway, keep all this in, Ian. It's great. No, honestly, do. Right, CEO Chris Cox said this about the results.
Hasbro delivered another quarter of growth, highlighting the strength of our brands and playing to win strategy. Wizards of the Coast led the way as Magic the Gathering continues to break records. With major announcements coming at the Game Awards in December, we're poised to enter 2026 with momentum.
Chief Financial Officer and Chief Operating Officer Gina Gutter added,
We managed tariff volatility with agility, protected margins through cost productivity and pricing discipline, and continue to advance our transformation initiatives.
For the full financial year of 2025, Hasbro now expects its revenue to grow in the high single digits and its operating margin to between 22 and 23%. The results follow Hasbro's strategy of shifting towards higher growth areas such as digital gaming and licensing, reflect the ongoing efforts to improve operational efficiency. I mean, Magic the Gathering, there's Avatar: The Last Airbender coming. Yeah. They've done Spider-Man. They've got Star Trek coming. I mean, they are getting intellectual properties left, right, and center.
Yeah, and it seems to be doing them a world of good. I mean, I don't know how active those card sets are in the player community because they seem like a more collectible thing. But
I should have asked my friends who are big Magic players and they play.
It'd be interesting to know who's buying those sets, right? Because I think I have my suspicion is a lot of those sets are being bought by fans of those IPs rather than fans of Magic the Gathering. If you see what I mean.
It feels
well, maybe one can become the other.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, that's the idea.
Yeah, really interesting to see Magic doing so well.
Well, exactly, Albert. That is the idea. But I know that there's been some backlash. I think it was the Final Fantasy cards. There were some people going, "Oh, these fake fans who only buy them because they like the games. They don't like Magic the Gathering. Give me the Magic the Gathering cards." Gatekeepers.
Yeah.
Can he deal with them? Also, it's interesting seeing digital gaming leading the charge. But the word sigil is just hanging like a sword of Damocles above Wizards of the Coast, on Hasbro, because no one likes to mention, if you remember, Sigil, which was the Hasbro in-house attempted.
Well, it's still around. It doesn't get.
I know.
Doesn't get shut until next year.
Yeah, I know. Sigil was Hasbro's in-house or Wizards in-house answer to Roll20 and Tabletop Simulator and other D&D, especially, well, considering it's theirs.
Other
D&D game platform. Yes, thank you. That was the word.
Yeah, other virtual tabletops.
Yeah, either way, it did not do well.
Yeah, the Rascal got a quite good article on the sort of decline of that and what happened inside, so that's worth reading. I do not remember if it's behind their paid wall. I don't think it is. I think you just need a free membership to read that one. Full disclosure, I'm a paid member of Rascal because it's great. You should go and read it. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm kind of loving at this point how you two have to make all these disclosures and I'm here.
Yeah. One day I do disclosure as well, don't worry.
One day, but it's not this day.
Not today.
But what is this day for is updates.
It's been a while, but Upper Deck are once more trying to get their hands on some of that Disney Lorcaner money. Upper Deck started court proceedings against Ravensburger just before Disney Lorcaner came out in September of 2023. They claimed that the designer of the game, Ryan Miller, took an idea he was developing for Upper Deck to Ravensburger when he was hired there. That idea became Disney Lorcaner. The accusations started flying back in 2023 and have been plodding their way through the legal system for the last 2 years. Finally, on the 3rd of October 2025, Judge Kimberly Evanson ruled in favor of Ravensburger, dismissing all of Upper Deck's claims. These include allegations of copyright infringement, fraudulent misrepresentation, and unfair competition. A final claim directly against the designer, Ryan Miller, is set to go to trial soon. In ruling for Ravensburger, the court said this of the claims that Disney Lorcaner bears resemblance to the game Rush of Ecor that Miller was developing for them.
Although the games are somewhat similar, there is no more than the similarity that must unavoidably be produced by anyone who wishes to use and restate the unprotectable ideas contained in Rush of Ecor and pre-existing TCGs.
The court also dismissed claims relating to the fact that Miller worked on Rush of Ecor and Disney Lorcaner at the same time due to him being only a freelancer with Upper Deck. It said he was not subject to any non-compete clauses because of his work status. Greg Tito, Director of Communication at Ravensburger, said this.
This judgment is important for more than just this case, since Ravensburger's steadfastness in rigorously defending against this lawsuit has protected game designers across the industry from this type of litigation in the future. We stand by our game designers, as we stand by all our employees, to operate with integrity and honesty in the work of designing, manufacturing, and marketing games for millions of fans to enjoy for years to come.
Yeah, thanks to Board Game Wire for bringing this story to our attention. Well, now that the court has settled everything, I think, to me, common sense has prevailed by the sounds of it. I mean, I don't know all the ins and outs, but it sounds like someone had an idea of something and worked on it with one company, then took it to the other. What do you guys feel?
Yeah, I think because he was a freelancer, he wasn't under any NDA or anything like that, so he just took his ideas with him, because why wouldn't he? And Upper Deck, it just sounds like sour grapes. Rush of Icor did get released earlier this year, apparently. I didn't hear anything about it. I don't know about anyone else on this cast. But yeah, I found that out when I was researching the story. It's like, oh, it's actually out. Okay, sure. Yeah.
Sorry. Yep, nothing from...
Yeah.
From me. Okay.
Didn't even hear anything about it. So good job advertising that, Upper Deck. Yeah, excellent.
So it worked then.
Advertise your games more rather than doing lawsuits. I did say we'd be coming back to Asmodee, and here we are. On the 20th of October 2025, Asmodee announced the acquisition of the Cthulhu Death May Die intellectual property and all its associated games from Cool Mini or Not, which has been in financial trouble for some time and is continuing to try to stabilize its operation. Cthulhu Death May Die is a cooperative board game series designed by Eric M. Lang and Rob Davio and was first released in 2019 following a successful crowdfunding campaign. The series has since expanded through multiple editions and scenarios, becoming renowned for its cinematic tension, thematic immersion, and high replayability. Asmodee's acquisition includes the latest installment, called Forbidden Reaches, which had raised $3.9 million through crowdfunding on GameFound. Despite the transition, CMON assures that existing backer pledges and rewards will remain unchanged, though delivery will be delayed. This acquisition is part of Asmodee's broader strategy to enhance its presence in the crowdfunding space, complementing previous acquisitions such as the Zombicide franchise, also from Cool Mini or Not. Thomas Kogler, Chief Executive Officer of Asmodee, said this of the acquisition.
The addition of Cthulhu Death May Die strengthens our position in the cooperative and crowdfunding games segment and provides a platform for future growth and innovation in immersive board game experiences.
Now, CMON has continued to sell its IPs as it tries to throw weight off its sinking ship.
Yeah.
Obviously, is this another opportunity for Asmodee? They are, as we said earlier, they are just buying things left, right, and center. At what point does CMON just run out of properties? I mean, they still have, we went and looked earlier. They still have some games, all quite small.
They've quite a few. If you look on the products page, they've got quite a few. I also think we need to start referring to them properly as CMON, not Cool Mini or Not, because I typed in Cool Mini or Not, and the first thing that came up was Cool Mini or Not, and that's a painting studio.
Yeah, well, that's how they started. That's how
I'm well aware. I'm well aware. But now they've rebranded as CMON, and the phrase "Cool Mini or Not" is now different.
CMON, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I think we should call it CMON. I know I've said previously that I don't know if CMON's going to last the end of this year. Maybe it's the end of the financial year. Maybe I'm starting to get some cold feet of that.
Yeah.
But they do have still quite a lot. They've got God of War card game. They've got Ethnos first and second edition.
Yeah, but they've got those things out and they don't have it.
No, I know they do. I know they do. But will remain to be seen. For all that we thought they're just skeletons by now, they've still got a lot of stuff on the slate.
Indeed.
It's going to be a zombie company. I know that's been bought by Asmodee as well. Anyway, moving on to the news.
Appropriate for this cast being recorded on Halloween.
Yes. On to the news.
Wait, it's Halloween? Amigo Games is a German-based publisher with a large variety of titles to its name, with Bean Trader Bonanza probably being its most famous title. The company's recently decided to shutter its US arm. In a statement on Blusky, the company said this.
In the past 12 months, even more uncertainty in the US market has been introduced. This year's tariff disputes with the US, the lack of predictability, and significant additional costs gave the Amigo management the final impetus to make the difficult decision to close Amigo Games Inc., the US branch of the company.
Alexander Yost, CEO of the company, goes on to give his thanks to the team at Amigo Games Inc. and says it's the right decision given the current circumstances. And probably will not be the last consolidation that we see in the next 2 or 3 years.
Especially, I would suspect, especially international companies that have US arms.
Yes.
Yeah.
I reckon so. Yeah, they'll be spun off or, closed down.
Yeah, tariffs wreaking absolute havoc. This sounds like there's some sort of trade deal between the US and China now, so the 100% tariffs that Trump was recently touting will probably not happen, so that's good.
Or maybe they will. Depends on how he feels on the day. So,
it depends on how he feels tomorrow, maybe.
I was going to say, I don't think it's the tariffs as such that are the problem. It's the chaos that ensues for not knowing what the tariffs going to be on the day, and by the time that the ship arrives in port and whatever else. Yeah,
it's pretty awful.
Yeah.
Anyway, Oliver, we are going to revisit some Cards Against Humanity versus Space Musk.
Yes, we are. Cards Against Humanity is well known for the outrageous game of the same title and also their publicity stunts with a humanitarian edge. In 2017, the company bought a plot of land with funds raised from customers on the Texas-Mexico border to protest against the then imminent border wall being built by President Donald Trump. In September 2024, they announced they'd be suing SpaceX and its boss Elon Musk for trespassing on the land to test rockets as part of a planned Mars mission. The suit was going to go to trial next month, but it appears the companies have reached a settlement. In an email, Cards Against Humanity said SpaceX had
admitted on the record that they illegally trespassed.
Cards Against Humanity did not, however, secure compensation for damages totaling $15 million, which Card described as
the legal equivalent of throwing dust in our eyes and kicking us in the balls.
In an interview with PC Mag, the company added,
a trial would have cost more than we were ever likely to win from SpaceX. Under Texas law, even if we had won at trial, and we would have, given their admission to trespassing, we likely wouldn't have been able to recoup our legal fees. And SpaceX certainly seemed ready to dramatically outspend us on lawyers. The upside is that SpaceX has removed their construction equipment from our land and we're able to work with a local landscaping company to restore the land to its natural state, devoid of space garbage and pointless border walls.
Well, I don't know. As we said at the time, this feels more like a sort of publicity stunt than anything else. But all good that they won against Musk. It
is a publicity stunt, but I'll also celebrate that fact. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm no huge fan of Cards Against Humanity as a game, but we've covered many times on this podcast over the years, as we said in the article, that the stuff that they do, a lot of the marketing publicity stunts they do, there is a very humanitarian edge to it. So I don't like the game, but I kind of admire what they're doing in some regards.
Yeah, definitely.
Stick it to the man, that's all I say.
Absolutely.
Speaking of going to court, Ian, you've got a story on D&D.
Yeah, I do indeed. A gaming club in central London is embroiled in a legal battle over inappropriate contact by one of its owners with one of the many people who run tabletop games there. Arcadia Club, which opened in May of this year, promised a £300 a month experience of workspace and unlimited sessions of Dungeons & Dragons, was set up by Ronich Adrianarine with assistance from her ex-husband Alexander Forsyth and his wife Madeline Wilson. 2 allegations of inappropriate behaviour have been brought against Mr Forsyth, according to papers lodged with Central London County Court, both from May of this year.
On the 14th of May, Miss Ryn received a message from a member of the Arcadia community making various allegations against Alexander Forsyth. The person alleged that he had commented on the outfit and career in a way that made them feel uncomfortable and had followed that with a message to them about his and Miss Wilson's involvement in kink clubs. The affected party had just completed a trial shift on the bar and felt that this conversation was highly inappropriate given the power imbalance. On the 23rd of May 2025, Ms. Ryn received a further report of alleged wrongdoing by Alexander Forsyth. He was alleged to have burst into one of the private games rooms, sat on the arm of the games master's chair so that he was partly in her lap, and cuddled her in front of a table of customers.
Mr Forsyth denies both the allegations, claiming Ms Ryn had told him previously the complaint had no substance, and claims the second allegation was confected by Ms Ryn and her new partner, Kieran Farr, as part of a hostile takeover. Mr Forsyth and Ms Wilson were reportedly physically barred from the club and said that Ms Ryn made false 999 calls claiming disturbance at the venue. Ms Ryn said that she was unable to access the company's financial accounts, leading to losses of about £100,000, with Mr Forsyth withdrawing £32,000, which his lawyers claim was the following.
A director's loan to safeguard a portion of the sum and protect the company account. Any losses to the business have been caused by Ms Ryn and Mr Farr's unlawful actions.
There's currently a back and forth about which parties own which percentage of shares in the business, but a settlement was reached regarding control of the financial records, and mediation will follow in the next 2 months. If that breaks down, next year there will be a trial. Now, the company's website does state this, that the club was created as a safe and inclusive haven for people of every gender, sexual orientation, race, religion, and neurotype to build a meaningful and sustainable community. We believe that everyone should get to work and play in an environment where they can feel completely relaxed and completely welcome. There's a code of conduct up there banning, amongst other things, non-consensually sexualizing or sexually objectifying another person, which Mr. Forsyth obviously is alleged to have done. And also goes on to say, you must not make other people into an audience for overt sexual activity, whether in character or out of character, at an Arcadia Games venue. Everyone has different levels of comfort, and we must respect each other's boundaries.
That's pretty much the mission statement for the business.
Yeah, that's all good and well, but obviously not lived up to by its actual owners in any way or form. Well, and Mr. Forsyth in particular.
Yes, allegedly.
Yeah, and £300 a month for D&D that's a lot. I mean, it's a workspace as well.
It's a workspace. It's in just off the Strand in central London. It's a lot. It's still a lot.
Yeah. I mean, those D&D games better be real good.
Better be. Apparently, Miss Rin runs some of them. Sometimes they get guest games masters. It all depends. This is something that I think we're going to keep coming back to because, you know what?
Something about a D&D club in London, but it wasn't this one.
No.
There's another one.
Response. Don't sexually harass people, everyone.
Yeah.
As a PSA.
Yeah, in character or out of character. That's quite an important one as well, actually. You need to have those, adult conversations about, especially if you haven't played with the people around the table before, those adult conversations about what's acceptable and what's not. No safety tools will stop you from people being, bad and awful. Yeah. You just need to have those conversations and kick people out if they're continuously violating your rules. Hopefully, the victim in this case will get some sort of compensation at least.
Let's hope so.
Yeah, or some sort of justice.
Yeah, we will update this if we hear anything about it, because I think it's something that needs to be continued. Yeah,
and we're going to stick with D&D for just a moment, Jamie.
Yes. Now, although the 2024 edition of D&D, not 5th edition, 2024 edition, has been received pretty well by fans of the game, it's been a time of change within Wizards of the Coast. The two key designers, Jeremy Crawford and Chris Perkins, recently left for Darrington Press, and the head of the Dungeons & Dragons franchise, Jess Lanzillo, was replaced by Dan Ayub. Dan has recently posted a photo to social media featuring himself alongside Tracy and Laura Hickman, Margaret Weiss, and Joe Manganiello, saying,
"Today I had the honour of welcoming these folks back home."
Weiss and the Hickmans are the talent behind the much-loved Dragonlance setting, which was first published as a module for D&D in 1984, alongside a novel. Joe Manganiello, you might know as a Hollywood actor who's known to love D&D, having run his own games and appeared in numerous actual play shows. Now, the image has sparked great speculation the Dragonlance setting will be making a return for the current version of Dungeons & Dragons. That'll be interesting, because wasn't there recently a bit of a stushy involving Dragonlance?
Yeah, there's a sort of legal set to between Wizards of the Coast and
Weiss and
the Hickmans, but I believe it was settled from what I remember. So, maybe all hatches have been buried, and Dragonlance will come back, which I'm sure will delight a lot of people.
Yeah, but also it did give the D&D community Kenders, which are a terrible kind of halfling subrace. So hopefully they change them for not just being, we're thieves, but we're lovable thieves. Look at us, we're so lovable and thievery and so annoying.
Tune into Jamie's D&D complaint podcast.
I've got plenty.
I'm sure.
In about. But yeah, moving on from this to an obituary.
Noted game designer and RPG advocate Rob Wieland has died at the age of 48. Rob Wieland was a game designer with credits on Dungeons & Dragons, Shadowrun, and numerous other RPG games. He was a freelance writer who wrote about geek culture for the Milwaukee Record, Forbes, and Ian World, amongst others. Rob was a well-respected member of the RPG community, hosting actual plays, writing criticism, and supporting lots of designers, new and old. Many in the RPG community have expressed their sadness at his passing, and a GoFundMe has been set up to help support his family. Thoughts of the whole Brainwaves team are with his friends and family.
I would just like to take a quick moment to mention the Tabletop Jobs Facebook group. We don't have any other opportunities out and about there at the moment. But yeah, there's quite a lot of jobs going on the Tabletop Jobs Facebook group right now. So yeah, do go and check that out if you're looking for a position within the industry itself. We'd also like to give a quick shout out to our patrons. Thank you so much for continuing to support the cast. It really helps us keep the lights on the site and the podcast hosting, especially Kevin Bertram of Fort Circle Games, James Naylor of Naylor Games, and Shaun Newman of the Game A Lot team. There's numerous ways to support us outside our Patreon as well. You can find all those on our site and in our show notes. But Jamie,
Ian,
Catan is coming to the screen.
Oh, thanks for spoiling it. Yeah, no, we've known this for a while. Many variations. Yeah, we've talked many times on this podcast about Catan, the cultural juggernaut from the late Klaus Teuber, published in 1995, and the various collaborations with popular culture it's produced. We've had Catan Beer, augmented reality game, a la Pokemon Go. We've had like home and lifestyle kind of kitsch brands, and now branching into visual media. Netflix, purveyors of K-pop Demon Hunters, Bridgerton, and many series that only last one series, has announced a triple bill of Catan-adjacent projects. Currently on the slate is a live-action film, an animated film, and a TV series. What they're going to be about is unknown at this time because they've just been announced, but it's safe to assume they'll be based on the trade, build, settle tagline of Catan, which dropped the Settlers of moniker in 2015. All the projects will be produced by Pete Fenlon, CEO of Catan Studios, Asmodee's Darren Kyman, and Klaus's sons, Guido and Benjamin Teuber. Guido and Benjamin said of this, "When our father Klaus Teuber first introduced Catan 30 years ago, he imagined an aspirational world where people would gather by trading, building, and settling together, both at the table and beyond it. This collaboration with Netflix marks an exciting new chapter in that journey. For 3 decades, Catan has connected families and friends around the world. Now we're thrilled to see it inspire storytelling on a global stage, staying true to our father's vision of creativity, strategy, and human connection."
Much as I respect Catan, storytelling is not the first thing that comes to mind when I think of that game.
The first word I was thinking was Catan-tonic? Anyway.
Catatonic, very good. Catatonic. Oh, yeah. I've only played it once, and I wasn't enamored with it.
Yeah. I mean, it did launch the modern hobby.
Oh yeah,
I was going to say
that, but it feels a little bit like Frank Herbert's sons ruining Dune. it feels like that.
It's
what my father would have wanted. Is it?
It's a huge legacy, definitely. Settlers, Catan, or whatever you know it as, Settlers of Catan. But yeah, it does feel like it's now being dragged out a bit too long. It's how many pandemic games can you make? That must have run out at some point as well.
Nope.
I played the Fellowship recently. It's really quite good.
The pandemic engine is still going very strong.
Yeah. Yeah. I borrowed Fate of the Fellowship from a friend recently, and I've played a couple of games with it, and it's really good.
I thought you were going to put it up to the camera. I was like, the listeners can't see that, but they have it physically. Oh no, he's holding a pack of cards, folks.
Yeah.
Is he doing? Are you doing the finger dexterity? A little bit of close-up magic.
More just what's it called? Just card manipulation.
No.
Nice.
Just pick a card, any card.
As long as you don't do it during any of the games when I'm sitting opposite you.
Oh no, I'll definitely do that. Okay, thank you very much for listening, everyone. If you like what you listen to, then the best way to help us out is to share the podcast and drop us a review and rating on your podcasters of choice. You can also follow Oliver at tabletopgamesblog.com. You can come and join us in our Discord. There'll be an invite in the show notes. We're all on Blusky, and that is our main social media platform. I'm thegiantbrain.co.uk. Oliver is tabletopgamesblog.com, and Jamie is jamsandwich.blusky.social. Our Instagram is back, sort of. We're posting there a little bit more often. You can join us on Facebook at The Giant Brain. Our main site is giantbrain.co.uk, and our email is giantbrainuk@gmail.com if you'd like to get in touch about any stories you'd like us to cover or have covered in the past. Thank you very much. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Take care, folks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.